Unmend the video. Feeling like crap lately. A couple of days. What else to complain about? And it's this shit going on here. Personal world. And I just don't. Yeah, I just don't like it. Yeah, the whole thing is up in the air. You know. Whatever. Anyway. You know, they're probably going to sell the property. And, you know, who knows what's going to happen to me. But anyway, but that's, you know, that's a year if not months away, so no point in worrying about it now. But just, well, whatever. I wish there was stuff I could explain, but I really can't, because, you know, the names can't be changed to protect the guilty. And that's what it's about, right? You can't say anything bad about the guilty. Especially the foreign guilty. Anyway, you said that, didn't I? Figure I'll do some comments. You know, I mean, most of them are just crap, and you know, but that's, you know, whatever. 9 months after Real Space Pro, still clueless. I don't even know what that means, but whatever. It's clueless is the interesting, yes, true part. I wish I always have a sense of urgency because really things have to change. Yeah, that was an old video. Yes, well, if you can't, you know, I mean, the whole life thing. I mean, like I said, I've said this before, but I mean, everybody's probably had this experience. But you know, when you're at your, when you're feeling your least, it's just so easy to see through all the bullshit that keeps you running and see that it's just addictions. It's just it's a kind of survival vanity, we'll call it. You know, it just keeps you in the game. And then once, you know, you're not capable of even playing the game because you're just out of the game because you're miserable, yeah, it's just so easy to see that the game is shit. And there's no game to be had. And the winners will be losers. And, you know, and people don't even get that part here. They don't even get this whole, you know, that the conscious, the form of our PlayStation is just that. It's just a PlayStation. Different people playing different games, but it's still the same machine. And you're not winning if your machine is all running really well and da-da-da-da. Yeah, okay, this little segment of machine is working, but the rest of the machines are eating garbage and, you know, have crap for brains and, you know, and so that's inevitably going to be where consciousness will be collected, is in the machines that are shit, because most of the machines are in shitty circumstances, and so you're sentencing yourself to the fate of the thems and the theys. You know, you unrealistically say it's okay because it's only happening to them. Well, it's not okay. You know, and you got to stop the thems from existing. And that's the other thing. People just say, they keep saying the same crap. Oh, why don't you kill yourself? I'm surprised you haven't killed yourself. Again, how does that stop my birth? Again, it was the very fact that the people who probably should have said something to my mother killed themselves, you know, or made an argument or kicked her in the ass or whatever. The very fact that they had killed themselves made them incapable of persuading her not to be an asshole. But anyway, Pierre's a moron, yes. He's an intellectual burger flipper. Well, I suppose it's a decent enough metaphor, but it's a simple, you know, gear work. It's not paying attention. It's just taking too many shortcuts. Pierre's a shortcut taker. Luiz, asshole. I'm fine here, bashing rich people. I'm not bashing rich people. I'm accurately describing their dysfunction. The fact that they make no productive contribution. They don't do anything called creating a job. They don't create demand. They don't do anything but take a cut of everything. You idiot. I'm not just wasting my time bashing rich people. I'm accurately describing them for the fucking crap that they are. You're probably one of them, right? You're a little inheritance putz. You can't fight a fair fight because you're weak and have a little tiny dick. through my modern computer and high-speed internet. Well, again, the rich don't provide these things. They inhibit these things by sucking valuable resources, by having people polishing their shoes who could be building computers. You don't understand that? That every luxury and every frivolity that we have to invest in, we have people doing all this. They go to school to learn engineering, to do all this stuff, to what? To build somebody's yacht, you idiot. So instead of building irrigation canals or something of real use to the social improvement, they're wasting their intellect serving a selfish glutton, you stupid pig. They're fucking little servants to Jabba the Hutt, you asshole. You asshole. You are so envious and stupid. Prove that. Just prove it with some kind of fact. You cunt. I can just say you're a fucking child molesting pedophile. You look like one, man. You look exactly like what pedophile profiling. If you want to profile a pedophile, damn it, you got the look, buddy. There, have I proven the case now? You're just such a cunt with this bullshit. You can't prove any envy. You want to, like I said, you want to pay for a lie detector test, which I'll pass with flying colors, and then you'll have to accept the fact that you're a liar and a slanderer, cunt. It almost make me feel sorry for you. Oh. Well, shove that up your ass and twist it until you're dead. Go find something productive to do. Yes, well, I think it is productive to explain reality to fucktarded cunts. So that's what I'm doing. I think it will be found in the historical record when it's all analyzed, when everything is said and already shitted, and it's all just there to be picked apart and said, what was the shit made of? It's going to be found that, oh yes, well, this Inmendum guy did choose some productive enterprises. Jeez. To do, maybe you can create some jobs. Well, again, this creating jobs. There's no such thing as creating jobs. It's supply and demand. You see, you don't really create necessities or needs. And you don't really create, like I said, the technology is incrementally created. It's like saying, you'd be better off saying invent something rather than create a job. And especially in this economy, create a job doing what? Polishing robots that can do the work better? I mean, create what kind of job, Louise? Asshole. I could pay somebody to spin around in circles like a rich person. I could pay them to waste their time. I could steal them from their comfort, take them from their bed, and force them to polish my shoes. If I create a fucking job, cunt face. God, you suck. And enhance people's lives. Well, again, rich people don't enhance our lives. They diminish our lives. They steal half, at least, maybe more of the value of our productivity. They consume it. They squander it. They piss it away. So instead of building Hoover dams, we build mansions and yachts to serve Jabba the fucking motherfucking cunt. Inheritance cunt. A guy who didn't even earn it. He's just Jabba the 17th. Or Jabba the 18th. They just inherit ownership and then squander the profits. Which you seem to care too much. Which you seem to care too much. Well, whatever. I don't know. I guess your translation was imperfect there. But it's not what you are after, is it? Fake. No, you're the fake, Louise. You want to have let's have a $10,000 polygraph contest. And we'll see who's made of more lies and deceptions and bullshit, me or you. We'll see who's the inheritance cunt. You fucker. So fuck you, Louise. Yeah. Go sink your boat, your yacht into Suez. Louise. Thanks for debunking ridiculous bullshit and with your common sense. Yeah, sure. I mean, it's always this Stefan Molyneux thing. It just seems to be such people's fascination. And I would like to do more response videos to his videos, but they're all this right? I mean, the last time I checked, he was just doing these like call-in programs where people call in and say, I have a wart on my head, and yeah, I don't think the girls like me, or I mean, some kind of crap. I'm not listening to that shit. So, I mean, you have to listen to too much crap to get to anything. You know, it's like Piro's Room. You know, there might be 5 minutes of, you know, rational conversation, but the other 5 hours will, you know, just drive nails in your brain. Alright, so fuck men, morbid atheist. Yeah, well, it's to the point, but it's just really not terribly useful as a commentary. Please stop. No. Fuck you. Please go away. Thank you. Hey, you know, it's nice he obeyed my command. I'm in this corner of YouTube again. Gotta go. Oh, Dawes C. Oh, well, see ya, Dawes. Yeah, see ya. Fucktards. I guess a stupid person made the computer you're using. Well, you don't really know how intelligent all the people who make contributions really are with IQ tests, right? A lot of them are mechanics and, you know, people who have learned by doing and all that kind of stuff, so you don't need an exceptional intelligence. But here you're showing a radioactive symbol, which is just kind of funny. So the computer and radioactivity, you know, exposing human beings to it, and nuclear power plants that fail, those are all done by smart people, right? Smart people interested in a profit. So again, you just missed the point of the video. The point is that, yes, intelligence, I love the idea of intelligence. But the point is, it's a tool. And see, Antikhanovat doesn't get anything, and this is one of the things he doesn't get, right? He thinks feelings are a tool. No, intelligence is the tool. And your character, you know, how you incorporate or understand your intelligence as a tool and its obligations to the world, is a fundamental part of its utility. And with the argument being made is people have applied this intelligence to gaining what they need. They haven't applied any intelligence to analyzing their needs and saying, are they legitimate? Can I exploit? Should I take the value of somebody else's life, their comfort, they're in their warm, comfy bed. Shall I pull them out of it, you know, to slave wages, so they have a right to go back to sleep tomorrow, and then be woken up again too early and dragged to the gulag? That's the question, asshole. And it's smart people doing that. Smart people who are ripping human beings of their dignity and the dignity of their existence with grotesque exploitation. So, like I said, you can't get the point, right? Because you're just a stupid fuck. Yeah. All right. I wonder if the question, what confounds that belief, what makes computers special, what are the reasons so much effort and resources are poured into computers in the first place? Military, war. Yeah, well, look, there's no point in analyze. You can analyze every bit of technology and you pay a price for all of it. I mean, none of it's for free in the sense that you sacrifice some quaintness, you know, for your new technology. But technology, generally speaking, is good. But you know, this argument about IQ is about 5 to 7 percentage points, and it's about a cultural IQ. Frankly, poor people aren't genetically stupid. I mean, it's just stupid to think so. They're culturally deprivated, retard, and that's the whole fucking point. And the point is rich societies are incredibly culturally deprivated. Plastic carrots made me laugh immediately. How are you? Says Skid Row guy. Also, how have you not got Ad Plus? Oh, so yeah, 15 hours. He posted that video, so he didn't watch the last video where I basically pointed out why I don't use Ad Block Plus. So, and then he says owned, and you know, I just basically owned him now. He's pwned. I mean, fuck. People never pay attention. I mean, I make the point about ad blocking at least in 4 different videos, at least. And I'm not, you know, I mean, there are a ton of videos, but still, I've made the point over and over, and there's no paying attention done. See, but, you know, it's organizing all this content. Who wants, you know, I need people, because I frankly don't have time to sit there and detail, oh yeah, well, Gary covered this subject, Gary covered that subject, Gary, you know, fuck that shit. Somehow Perot has figured out that when you double wages like he wants to do, the price of everything will go up immediately. Well, it depends on the context of the doubling of the wages. Again, yes, you can't change the game without changing something broken in the game. So, I mean, just changing something in a game that's fundamentally, the gears are broken. So, yes, you can push them and you can make them work for a cycle, but they'll hit the bad teeth again and they'll just grind to a halt. So, unless you fix the fundamental problem, you're not going to get at the problem. And so all his strategies are all fixes that aren't fixes. They're just pushes. He's just pushing the gears instead of repairing the machine. And the machine is that capitalism doesn't fucking goddamn work. Rewarding people for not making a contribution is stupid, both in terms of welfare for the poor and welfare for the inheritance rich. Both are just consumers, they're not producers, and they have to be labeled as such. They're socially unproductive. There's not a crime to properly label them and recognize that you don't want to encourage it. Shit. One of them shouldn't exist at all. I mean, one of them is a product of reckless, sloppy nadling, and the other one is the product of insanely nepotistic, selfish, gluttonous, egocentric, sloppy thinking that thinks somehow the spawn of rich people, unlike the spawn of any other successful people in society. Nobody really thinks that because your father was, say, Paul Newman, you're entitled to an Oscar. Nobody thinks because you won a gold medal, your kids are entitled to gold medals in the Olympics. No, in no other contest do we think there is some entitlement to the rewards that usually come with earning, except in the most important game possible, the game of ownership of the world. That we say, yes, somehow the spawn deserve it. And it's the stupidest fucking idiocy. I mean, you just can't get so, it's just so obviously stupid in the fundamental philosophy, rationalizing it, which is retarded because it's not applicable to any real circumstance in real world where any of that kind of cheating is permitted. It's the very thing society tries to prevent, is that kind of cheating. So the hypocrisy is grotesque. And it is just so profoundly, people just think it grows on trees. They really do think that rich people make something, and they don't. They steal something. Their hoarding has a consequence. It diminishes the value of everything. It takes away your buying power. I mean, it's as sensible as understanding that you're going to get more pie that's cut into 10 slices than if it's cut into 50 slices, if you're only entitled to one slice. I mean, is that obvious? And all the rich are doing is grabbing up slices of pie, you fucking idiots, and creating a resource shortage. So anyway, this asshole is just so annoying. Gary, the Georgist single taxers have been promoting land taxation to prevent bubble economy and prevent high land prices. Well, again, the bubble in fucking real estate is no different than the bubble in the stock market or the bubble that existed in oil prices or the bubble that exists in any of these things. And those bubbles will burst eventually. But you can't. There's nothing fundamental about land. I mean, it's just idiotic. You think Ted Turner would be buying land if you taxed it? No, if he had to pay a price to own it, if he had to force the land to be productive, he wouldn't buy it. He buys it because, yes, it's a good investment because it costs him nothing. All right, he doesn't pay property taxes and all that stuff because it's all vacant land. And so it's harmless. But if you make it harmful, yeah, he's not buying. And nobody else is. Again, and there's no, some asshole posted a whole fucking blog that's supposed to answer all these questions. It doesn't answer shit. It doesn't explain how in any way poor people and working people benefit from paying higher rent, which they'll do. I mean, it's the stupidest fucking cunt idiotic idea. And it means not. And it's like this idea that somehow rich people are obsessed with land. They're obsessed with stocks. They're obsessed with owning the means of production. They don't give a fuck about land, you fucking idiots. God, you're just so fucking stupid. I mean, you're just fucking stupid. The only land that has value is land that has houses on it. I could buy land in this town for 1/10 the price of land with a house on it. And if I go a little bit outside the town, I could buy it for 1/100th of the price. So it's just a stupid argument. The solution is to tax the shit out of land so buying and selling price, windfall gains in land go down. Yeah, all you do is change what people invest in. So then the rich people will invest in other commodities and inflate their price. So it's just, you're not going to win doing this, you idiots. You think rich people are too stupid to say, hey, I own a bunch of land that's costing me $7,000 a year just to own, which is huge rent I'm paying to the government to own this land. So why don't I just get rid of it, because it isn't doing anything and I can't make it productive. There is land that's just not very productive unless you do something to it. And you're going to tax that anyway. So if I put apple trees on it, you'll tax the fuck out of it because now I've increased the value of the land. I mean, this has all the wrong incentives. I mean, selling this shit where you can't show an example of where this was ever done in the history of mankind because it's the dumbest idea ever. I mean, fuck you, you cunt. You come on my goddamn page and post this fucking drivel. Land is basically rented under 100% taxation. Well, I don't even know what that means, but who the fuck would buy it then? Again, everybody would just find a strategy to, maybe I'll get a houseboat. The current boom-bust economy driven by speculation forces prices up. It's not driven by speculation. It's driven by the fact that asset values are inflating. And they're inflating based on borrowed money. People borrow money to bid on houses. And they keep allowing them to put less and less money down so they can borrow more and more and bid higher and higher. And so that's how prices stay high, is because you're giving a bunch of people without money debt money to bid with, idiot. It's not rich people who are driving up the prices of rents in, Harlem or something, you idiot. The current boom-bust economy driven by speculation forces prices up and puts a marginal poor land outskirt into use and causes sprawl. It's exactly the opposite argument, you idiot. As soon as you start taxing more, it's already onerous, the taxes businesses have to pay to run their business, which they pass on to the consumer. Newsflash, idiot. That's why prices are twice as expensive in New York, is because they have to pay twice as high a rent, you idiot. I mean, God, you're just so fucking stupid. And so they have every incentive to go find a cheaper place to do business. Butthead. Read the book After the Crash by Mason God. No, fuck you. Shove it up your ass till dead. He is a good person and a good economist. Says you, which means absolutely nothing, fucker. I mean, you got nothing as an icon. You produce no content. You just type this crap on my fucking video selling crap. Thank you. Taxing land value removes the value from the banking system. How exactly? I mean, it's just stupid. It's one fucking commodity. It's relatively meaningless. I mean, if the Google complex, if you add up the actual acreage that the buildings are on, I mean, fuck you. It has nothing to do with what makes the world really go round. Is land value. It's housing, and the fact that, again, that resource is always going to be limited, and if you keep importing population, you're going to have to keep doing new construction and blah blah blah, and you're going to keep the bidding war intact. But nobody's going to buy or invest in a rental property if the taxes are so onerous that nobody can rent the fucking buildings, you idiots. I mean, they're already onerous. $8,000 here for average taxation for a property, you fucking idiot. Whitesnake was a great band. Oh, just fuck yourself in the ass. Meet Uncle Lino, Scooby, Scrappy, fuck you. Jesus Christ. Such a good point after Adblock, about Adblock. Yes, it was a good point. But few people listen or pay attention. Everyone's an idiot except me. LOL, I love this guy. Well, it just happens to be the goddamn truth. And, once the unification theory thing is proven, You know, it's this game over. Yeah, you're all fucking idiots. You know, I'm double Einstein, obviously. You know, Piero's off his tits. I don't even know what that phrase means, to tell you the truth. I mean, it just doesn't do. For crap's sake, cut him loose. Well, I don't know what that even means either. I have sort of cut him loose. I barely reference it in a sense, but, you know, well, who am I supposed to cut in? Yeah, just to direct me to the place that should mean something. Bless thy safe return in Mindem. Let true dark be cast upon the world. Our Lord hath returneth. I don't even know what that means. Coming from some asshole with a picture of Washington. I don't know what that means either. Stefan is a tool, a well-speaking, bullshit-promoting tool. Well, he's not a tool, obviously. He's a whore. A whore. You know, he's a grifter. That's, you know, go watch the movie, whatever that was called. Burt Lancaster as the preacher guy. Yeah, he's just found a shtick, you know, that makes him interesting to kooks. Piero is a narcissistic, regressive twat and such. Well, yes, he's all those words separately. I wouldn't put them all together, but he is narcissistic and he is a regressive in the sense that he doesn't seem to understand how we got into this mess at all, and so he's just trying to plow us right back into bigger messes. And he is a twit. Twit. It's more of a twat than a twit. Anyway. Unnatural vermin roasted. Yes, well, I guess it's okay to have some confirmation, but I don't really know if that's useful commentary either. Gary, I need a smart opinion on something that's been bugging me. I don't know if you're familiar with Mandela effect. Basically, just what you give me your opinion on, because specifically remember these such a mirror, mirror on the wall, not magic mirror on the wall. Well, why would you bother being redundant? You're talking to the mirror, so obviously you already know it's a magic mirror, so you don't really need to say magic mirror on the wall, because you already have a relationship with the mirror. So you all, and frankly, you know, the keywords that, you know, charge up the mirror don't really have anything to do with any obligation. So the fact that that's the keywords that work, that opens the mirror, saying magic, magic, mirror, mirror on the wall, you know, the phrase is kind of arbitrary, so you can't take that too seriously either. So there's just no point being that anally reductive in analyzing the relationship. But it really doesn't make much sense for me to give the full title, you know. I mean, some people have 5 names. I don't have to use all 5 of them all the time. Like, is like a box of chocolate. Life is like a box of chocolate. And well, it was like a box of chocolates. Well, obviously, you're talking about life in general. You're talking about everybody's life. So when somebody's saying, well, life is like a box of chocolate, they're not talking about their personal experience. Frankly, they might say my personal experience is life is like a box of fucking goddamn shit. You know, fucking skunk shit, rat shit, fuck shit, 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 shit. Everything's just shit. But that's just my personal experience. You know, generally speaking, for the rest of you people, it's probably like a box of chocolates. Yeah, so you're going to describe life in general. The guy didn't say my life. If he said my life was like a box of chocolates, well, then it would be something different, wouldn't it, jerk? I mean, this is just kind of silly. There are many examples. Are timelines merging? No, there's no such thing as timelines, and there's no such thing as time merging, and there's no such thing as a time dimension, and you're just all kind of silly fucks. Or are we just remembering easy mistakes from the past? I don't know if they're mistakes. I don't even know if that means anything. If you could reply or make a video on this subject, there is no subject here. You don't like that they don't formally address the magic mirror properly? Fuck, that's not a subject, shithead. I hope Amanda can forgive me. I can only offer my view and upvote. Being forced to watch an ad for Burger King or KFC or Pfizer or any of that shit is too offensive and upsetting. I'm not forcing you to watch it. You can usually click something or do something to evade the ad, so it's not that onerous. But whatever, I'm not telling you to not block ads. I'm explaining why I personally don't think it's productive. Shit. And it's certainly not good for an internet financed by advertising dollars if all the people who don't want to play the ad game evade the ad game. I mean, it's probably makes no difference because it's just like regular commercials, right? Regular commercials just don't work on some people. They're like anti-commercials, and the commercial people know that. They know every time they make a commercial, they know they're going to offend somebody, and it's not going to have the desired effect. But they write that off because it will have the desired effect on more people than it has the undesirable effect on. And so, yes, there's the whole channels on cable TV were basically ruined because intellectuals, generally speaking, are not going to be persuaded by a 20-second commercial. They have a more analytical mind, and if they're going to buy a car or something, they're really not going to buy it because Trixie says so, in the bikini. And so commercials just don't really work on them. And so there will be no content on television for those people because there's nothing financing it. Because all the people know, if you're a producer and you're buying advertising space, you're not going to buy the space on the Learning Channel if the Learning Channel is mostly people, in pre-med watching surgeries. Because they're not going to pay any attention to your fucking commercial. This is just one of the idiocies of this idiotic financing scheme, is that it zooms not to a common denominator, it zooms to the lowest denominator. And all the content is dumbed into imbecility. Because that's the only part, that's the content that has the most financially productive. Because of this financing mechanism. And this is a catastrophic flaw of the internet, catastrophic flaw of cable television, and nobody wants to fix it. And that's my gripe. You're all just sitting there pretending that you're doing okay, and therefore I have ad blocks, so everything's okay. Well, it's really not okay. The whole medium is being turned into toilet water, and because you can block ads doesn't mean it's not going to ruin the content that's financed on the internet, you dumb cunts. True, I'm Indonesian. Indonesians suck. Well, you look pretty sucky, so yeah, good. It's good you know it. You're perfect for the space program. I don't know what that means. Ronald. Fuck off. I love these outdoor videos. Dictator. Play on words. Ha 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 ha. I guess. Would love to see you do a video on Gavin McInnes. Fuck, I probably have, and who cares? I mean, drivel, drabble, drooble, drum. Yeah, I don't think I'll do that. I remember the movie Fish Called Wanda Otto. Molly Hughes' understanding of Nietzsche. I don't even know. That movie is like 30 years old now, so I don't even remember. Fish Tank, I remember. Had something to do with the movie. Some fish. And it was a girl, and there was two guys chasing the girl or something, and I don't know. I don't even remember. Don't remember even how it turned out. The mafia used to be much nicer to regular people than governments in the end. Well, it depends on what regular people you were, okay? If you were part of the mob out crowd, it wasn't too fucking nice because you basically got a knife up your ass or a bullet in your little forehead. So, oh, Karen Kodiak. Oh, she's such a nice, wonderful, charming person. Vegans vegan fart and stink. I don't know what that means. I think of a specific FN1 laughing my ass off. Yeah, well, you belch and you're pretty much a pig. So you really don't have a right to make any commentary, oinky. Oh, these people are just so fucking clueless. What is your opinion on this? Fuck you. You should label things, Maximilian. Oh, I think it's his own video. So he did some anti-nihilism videos. Yes, very well. Very good. Robespierre. Maxi. He did in the To Be Serious style, with that program that writes on the paper. I mean, it's bad enough when you post text, and at least I can read it at my own speed. But when I have to wait for the person to write it, I'm just saying text videos really annoy the fuck out of me. So the short answer is I hate that. I like your argument was decent, but yeah, it's just not my style, this style video thing. So it doesn't really, it's just tedious when people are being too stylish. And I don't mean artistic, I mean style, different things. Stephen Mayu's Perfect Utopia is the Zastra versus the CDG cartel. I don't know, whatever that is. Capitalism is hard, I agree, Gary. Well, the point is it's stupid, impractical, unproductive for the average human being, which it doesn't consider to be anything but a tool to the rich man's manipulation. There seems to be two camps, hard versus soft anti-male. Let's call them. Well, whatever. I don't know if I want to do this camp thing. The hard one asserts that life sucks, period, no matter what we do to make it better. Well, obviously, you can do something to make it better, but yes, fundamentally, it's a need that exists without need. It's an unnecessary need. And yes, you can more efficiently or less efficiently satisfy that need, but need in and of itself is just not a great thing to make. Duh. But I think I fall more into the second now. I meant atheist, but I think Kerry McCarpet's right that we ultimately don't know what the fuck this is all about. Wow, you're really dumb then. I mean, really. You can say, oh, I'm an atheist, but obviously you don't understand evolution. The science of the biological organism has pretty much been laid out. And if you don't understand what it's all about, that's what it's all about. They're little DNA replicating machines. And obviously a fundamental aspect of this replication process is going to be surviving to do it. And that's what everything is built upon. Retard. The anti-nihilist argument of Benatar would still hold, mind you, but we wouldn't be having babies to benefit the babies anyway, but to benefit ourselves. And in a world that didn't shit all over them, well, it doesn't shit all over them. Again, you just keep talking as if there's kids born to complete privilege and they're still assholes and idiots and unsatisfied, and they, their life settles in a pit of doom. The point is that the psychology is just an addiction. It's just heroin you're chasing, and you're saying, well, the white pure heroin is okay. It's just bullshit. It's chewed up and spit out by the insane society, but consider bringing them into a world where most of their experiences would be likely to be enjoyable. Well, again, how can they possibly be enjoyable without deprivation? I'm saying you're not really going to enjoy the meal unless you've gotten a good appetite. You're not going to enjoy a warm bath unless you got the sore, achy muscles to relieve. You got to put the pain in before you can put the gain in. So you're just not understanding the fundamental nature of psychology, in my opinion, and the way the brain works, and this pretense. And you can see it. Like I said, the rich people with ambition, you can see they're never satisfied. They have a deprivation inside them that says, I gotta. And then there's others who, yeah, fuck it, I got money, and they don't have much ambition, but then where do they end up? Fat and alcoholic. So I'm just saying. I think some degree of IQ is necessary to try to protect yourselves from exploitation or figure out a way out of it, but I agree. Yes, like I say again, IQ is a really nice thing to have. Intelligence is a nice thing to have. I'm just saying that has absolutely nothing to do with character. So people don't apply intelligence to the fundamental question of their own function, the productivity of their own interaction in the world, because they're nihilistic, value neutral asswipes who only judge things based on how they personally feel. And it's just so vacant and so immature, and it's just so stupid. So obviously calling them intelligent, yes, they're less ignorant, but that's all they can be said to be. Most the intelligentsia are just less ignorant. They're not really intelligent because they can't even figure out something as simple as cat needs. it would be efficient to service the cat's need. He doesn't know what he wants because it's wet out there. Anyway, I mean, he wants to romp and play, but, you know, the weather's not cooperating. He doesn't really understand why the weather is weathering. Alright, thanks for working on your audio, whatever. I'm really for African Gary. I'm ready for. Yeah, well, the point is our fundamental function, which is basically have a need, satisfy a need. Anybody can do that in my stead. Now, I'm not saying anybody can make my videos, per se, you know, but certainly you could certainly conform such an organism to have those specific things. I'm just saying the basic generic function of human being, make a need, satisfy a need, can be adequately performed by some other newer model. Okay, what about healthcare for relief of suffering? Well, again, that's the point is that you have to get to the cause. So if you're going to say that I'm all for healthcare for the cure of suffering, for the cure of disease, for prevention, these are all great uses for medicine. But I'm just saying that the primary function of medicine now is not to do any of that stuff and to do all this very expensive perpetuation of suffering, perpetuation of illness, perpetuation of just trying to put plastic parts on the thing to make it keep walking. It's a, I don't know the right word for it, but they're just slowly creating zombies, and you can sort of see it, that the ultimate function of the healthcare system, if you really looked at what goes in and what comes out, well, what comes out is dead usually, but I'm just saying, there's just a lot of zombie in hospital, you know, a lot of zombies lying in those beds, and that's what it's making. It's making zombies. That's not a good thing. But I'm not reading all this drivel, sorry. You know. Fuck you, fuck you. You putrid, dry-eyed whiners need to quit manufacturing problems that don't exist. I just love that. Leave people alone. There's no problems on Earth. Everything is just fine. You know, what a crock of shit. I mean, your Carmel, California, you know, it's just so revealing. You will pay for the guitars and tambourines when the revolution comes. And no doubt a link to a song. People always have to put songs in their video, you know, their philosophical references. But anyway, fuck you, Carmel. Really, go fuck off, you useless troll. Not sure if you were making any distinction between flat land tax versus land value tax. Oh, well, I don't even understand why you idiots think taxes on any commodity make sense. It's just stupid. Commodities aren't the problem. It's who has the money to spend on them that's the problem. And where they sourced their ownership is the problem. I mean, it's like William Randolph Hearst collected a bunch of Egyptian artifacts. You think the solution was to tax Egyptian artifacts? The importation of Egyptian artifacts? There, we would have solved the problem of William Randolph Hearst. No, he would just buy something else. May not be airtight solution. It's not any kind of solution. Like I said, the land is not the problem. You know, when it comes to a home, the expense is the building of the house, retards. But I think Freeman was right when he said it's the least bad tax in terms of disincentives it creates. Well, again, I just think it's just the stupidest motherfucking pile of crap. And it really just doesn't have a damn thing about the real practical economy. And it will change, you'll accomplish like I said, this would have been done somewhere if it had any fucking validity. It's just nonsense. Property taxes are horrid, and to add some federal tax on top of them is just fucking insane. And they do drive people out of their houses. Some guy, like I say, posted some paper some blog post that was supposed to rebut arguments. There was no rebuttal to the argument of widows being forced to leave their home. His argument basically was, so what? That doesn't happen. Fuck them. There was no argument. She should mortgage, double mortgage, triple mortgage. You know, basically, she should be, all the value of the house should be taken to pay her expenses. And so she should basically just be told to get a second or third or fourth or fifth mortgage to pay the taxes. And that was the solution. Yeah. Fuck you. Why is it that we can see reflection in the ceiling fan spinning in the window pane? Well, that's because there's a fan right above me that you're seeing. So, yeah, you just didn't get that part. At 28 minutes, the other fan's not spinning. This fan's spinning. At 28 minutes, well, that's just a pile of crap. That really made me laugh. Well, okay. Gee, that's really interesting. Well, when did people laugh? Gary, please, less intelligent people are less empathetic. Oh, that's just the stupidest thing. Like I said, you have no evidence of that. Less intelligent people are less empathetic. You have no proof of that, no evidence whatsoever. Liar. Drink of the cloud. Oh, fuck you. And then for men to commit more cruel acts. It's just not true. Just look at any shithole country where people, again, shithole countries don't have anything to do with intelligence capacity. It has to do with cultural deprivation. Yes, there are ignorant cultures in the world that keep their people ignorant. They keep them uneducated. That's a little different than IQ, fuck brain. The average IQ will be lower. Yes, well, I'm just saying that you can't really create an intelligence quotient test that isn't in some degree or another going to be reflective of whether or not the culture created a rich language and created any kind of institutional education, you idiot. You know, TV even will give you higher IQ points. It's true. Watching the Flintstones will give you a higher IQ. Hey Gary, it's Shane. Hey, cool. The thing about that I admire about you is you learn how to entertain yourself. Yes, with very little money. Yeah, well, I found this. It's really simple. You know, there's this penis, and it's free. So yeah, problem solved. Anyway, but yeah, hi Shane. How you doing? Say hi sometime or something. But good to know you're around. Anyway, personal thing. I know that guy. Vox Neruda. The catalog go for man. Oh, it's like Shakespeare. As hounds and greyhounds, mongrels, spaniels, curs, slosh, water rugs, steamy wolves are clept or something, all by the name of dogs. It's a rose by any name. That's what it is. Yeah, well, similar, but I guess it's Macbeth. Okay, this is Macbeth. So, yeah, Shakespeare was very good at that kind of rose by any other name, saying it different ways. Product of environment is proven. So has the most intelligent humans been the lowest common sense. Well, that's just another stupid thing to say. So has the most intelligent humans having the lowest common sense. That's just so fucking goddamn stupid. The Unabomber was a genius. Well, Teddy Bundy also a genius. I just don't really buy those arguments anyway. I haven't seen the IQ tests. But regardless, intelligence is, you're always better off because it gives you more potential. But the point is that intelligence is dangerous. So intelligence makes an evil person a lot more dangerous, or even a nihilist, a dumb, ignorant, a character poor person. A character poor person is made much more dangerous if they have intelligence. That's the I'm still wondering why you didn't commit suicide, because then I couldn't say fuck you until dead. Yeah, and I couldn't do that. Yeah, so that's why I didn't commit suicide, is just so I would love to just shit right on your head. And, that fantasy keeps me going, the idea that, I'd like to someday, win the Nobel Prize, and then I'll find out who that guy is, and I'll go to his house, and I'll shit on his head. And although it's, kind of an outrageous thing to do in some respects, everybody will let me do it because, hey, I'm Einstein. Einstein can do eccentric things. And so, well, so what if he shits on somebody's head now and then? No big deal. But yes, I would gain some pleasure. Fucking useless trolls. In Mendham, your stance on tranny restrooms. Well, again, as soon as you start saying something like tranny, you've already disqualified yourself from being part of the conversation. These are real problems of the human condition. Some people think they're dogs and cats. Well, yeah, if enough people thought they were dogs and cats, right? If like 5% of the population thought they were a dog or a cat, you don't think the rest of us would do something to try to make it easier for them to be a dog or a cat? You don't think we would be aware of it and say, yeah, maybe even, well, let's make some big giant fire hydrant shaped restrooms for them. It would just be sensible. I mean, if enough people have a condition or a disease or something, we do something about it. That's the way the world works, retard. Where are you, cat? I don't know. He usually doesn't stay out in the rain. Intelligent that way. He usually understands not to do that. Up to something. Yeah, supposed to go to one of these annual civic duties that I do twice a year. But the weather was so crappy and I felt crap, and so I didn't do it. So I missed both of them this year, which is really bad performance on my part. I'd like to do my little civic part. So it's disappointing, but it's not a matter of will. I'm willing. I just physically can't do it. Anyway, so that's probably enough. So I have more than enough for the video. So anyway, till next time, such and so forth and whatnot. Sorry if there was some brilliant comment I didn't get to, but it seems unlikely. Oh, Gavin McInnes again. I don't know. Isn't that the name? Use it. Block. So I think I did some of these. I don't know. So sick. So anyway, till next time.